Located in the mystic lands of the Far East, with a written history extending over 35 centuries, lies the world's oldest civilization, China. It's called the Asian Giant because it spans 3.6 million square miles and is inhabited by roughly 1.4 billion people. Their history revolves around 10 dynasties, one of which invented a form of writing around 1200 BC. China has been inhabited for at least 3,500 years, making it the world's oldest civilization.
Shi Huangdi became the first emperor of a united China when he abolished the ancient feudal system and established a strong monarchy around 220 BC. He also helped to renovate the Great Wall of China.
Around 1200 AD, Genghis Khan led nomads into China from Mongolia. He later built the world's largest empire. Genghis Khan's successors later went on to establish the Yuan dynasty in China.
In the mid-1900s, Mao Zedong began a social revolution and killed around 40 million Chinese, making it the greatest massacre in history.
In 1996, Li Tenghui became the first democratically elected leader in some 3,000 years of Chinese history.
The Great Wall of China is a series of defensive walls built to keep out invaders. Construction began around 7 BC, using mainly stone, earth, and wood. As better materials were discovered, brick was added onto the wall. In the 1600s, the wall was totally completed after a full renovation. The wall spans over 1,500 miles of Chinese countryside and is around 4,000 miles long. Confucius was an ancient philosopher and teacher who lived from 551 to 479 BC. He was born in modern-day Qufu, on the eastern side of China. He taught many different principles, some being respect of tradition, cherishing honesty, to respect your elders, and most importantly, treat others like you would like to be treated. We agree with his teachings for the most part, because we follow a lot of them as Christians.
The ancient Chinese invented a lot of things we use and see today, such as paper, agricultural tools, compasses, and the invention that the Chinese are best known for, gunpowder. Gunpowder was invented in the 9th century AD by mixing sulfur, charcoal, and potassium nitrate, also known as saltpeter. The Chinese used gunpowder to make rockets in times of war. And it wasn't until the 10th century that the Chinese invented fireworks, which were used to scare off evil spirits. A problem that has been plaguing China since 1979 is the one-child policy. As you can tell, it is a one-child per family limitation. The one-child policy only affects about 36% of China's population. It officially restricts married, urban couples to having only one child. However, the policy does allow for several exemptions, including twins, rural couples, ethnic minorities, and parents without any siblings themselves. Modern Chinese citizens have a very rich culture, often performing ceremonies or dances that date back hundreds and sometimes thousands of years. In 2008, China's capital, Beijing, held the World Olympics. In the opening ceremonies of the Olympics, China showed some of its history by giving a dazzling fireworks display. Also, in the opening ceremonies, China gave the rest of the world a look into its rich culture. Modern-day China may seem like an economical superpower, but because China exports to almost every continent in the world, it is left with an export economy. Because China exports to almost every continent, it is left with a relatively weak currency. Chinese citizens are relatively poor for the most part because of the export economy and the communist government.